I'm making you a house. It looks like this. You're welcome. And it's going to be in an amazing best Minecraft seed. So I'm giving it to you in Bedrock Edition and Java Edition as a free world download. And I'm throwing in a Java schematic for you too. I'll tell you how to get them later in the video. I'm also going to show you how to make it so you can change it up to however you want it with whatever palette you prefer. So let's get on with it. Now I'm going to build this in a flat world so it's easier for you to follow. The same way as I did with my house with the tower the other day. The link for the tutorial for this one is in the description below and up on screen if I remember to edit it in when I actually edit the video, because I do sometimes forget. Now I am going to be freestyling this a bit, but I have got a fair idea of where I want to go. So the palette that I'm going to be starting with is up on screen. Pause the video, take a screenshot, do what it is you've got to do. Let's crack on with the tutorial. The footprint to this base does look really complicated, but I promise you it is not. It's just a series of interlocking squares. We've got a 9x9, we've got two 5x5s, we've got a 3x3, and I've got some barrels there just to show me where I'm going to be putting some posts in. Those stone bricks are a platform that are going to lead up to the rest of the house. Let's get on with the build. If you do enjoy this tutorial, it would be absolutely amazing if you could press that like button for me. It really helps out the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. And also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell and leave me a comment. Let me know if you're going to download this world or what palette would you change it to. Let's crack on with the build. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to start to build up the structure. I need to get this platform going, so I'm going to pop something on top of each of these barrels, just a stripped oak log. It's going to be fairly consistent. We've got 4 different units to this house, all of them going to be built in the same style, although they'll each be ever so slightly different. And I'm using stripped oak here on all of these templates. We are going to change it up just a little with some texture, but I'm going to put this 3 blocks high. All the walls and the posts are 3 blocks tall, and you're going to be able to reclaim a lot of this because the entire underneath is going to be open. I just need to get it up to that level so as I've got an outline so I know where I need to build. And what I'm going to do next is fill in all of this internal area with stone slab. Now I want it to be a slab as opposed to a full block because that will give just a tiny little extra headspace underneath. It's going to be low enough as it is. Normally you'd want at least 3 high in some kind of living condition, but we're going to have to go for 2.5 high because if I go any taller with the platform it's going to be too much. Remember to lob some light in there just to stop mobs from spawning. So your platform is going to look like that. Hello, this is Avo of the future. I've realised that you might be better off not using all of that stripped wood for the floor of that platform. Do it all in this stone slab and you'll find out why when your time catches up with me now. I'm then going to create a set of stairs up to this platform. So I'm going to come 1 from the edge of that diagonal. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pop in some stairs there. I'm going to pop in some stairs there, and I'm going to pop in some stairs there. I'm also going to fill in that block there and that block there because I want it to be solid. You'll notice I'm using the same texture as the platform. We are going to texture that up just a little bit moving forwards, but right now that's how I want it. I'm going to do exactly the same thing over here as well. 1, 2, 3, bring those down, bring those across, and pop those in there, and then complete that because that needs to be solid. And now we've got really the base platform that we're working on, we can start to build up these structures. And we're going to start with the largest square. So I'm going to pop a barrel right there. I'm going to come and put a barrel on that one, a barrel on this one, and you'll notice we don't actually have one here at the moment. We may add that in a little bit, I'm not entirely certain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave a gap and then I'm going to go across all the way to the edge and I'm going to build up a wall. And I've made that wall 4 high. You can see I've also made the columns 4 high. The barrel at the bottom is matched up at the top with another barrel, but this is all very flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change it up a little bit by putting in some texture. I'm going to use just some oak planks because it matches up really beautifully with the stripped oak. Don't worry about doing too many because a lot of it's going to get covered over. I'm then going to pop out that block there. I'm going to put an upside down step in oak again. That's going to be where our door goes, which is going to get placed from the inside so as we've got an indentation there. I always recommend you place your doors like that because it gives your building much more depth. I'm also going to punch out 2 holes there. That's going to be a window. I'm then going to come across the top with a spruce slab. I've done that at both ends, but not down the sides. This is going to separate out the bottom floor from the top dormer gable. We're now going to bring in the roof area. So shift click onto that barrel and then come to the side by 1. I'm using these deep slate brick steps because I think they're going to work really well with the rest of the roof. Upside down one there, right way round, upside down one there, right way round, and upside down one right there. So that gives us 1, 2, 3 rises of those deep slate brick steps. I'm then going to put a solid block there. I'm going to put steps there and upside down, a solid block on top, steps there and upside down. And then we've got one more solid block on top and steps right there. That brings us to halfway across, you can see. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. And on this side, you can see I've come one further out with that slab because I've not got the barrel to play with. Put the temporary step there and then the normal step to the side of it. Repeat that process. And then repeat it at the opposite side. And in this one block gap, place an upside down step there, a solid block on top of that, a step going outwards, and then an upside step there to give it again a little bit of a pop out and a little bit more depth. And I'm going to go a little bit funky for the rest of the roof. I'm going to use these warped steps. That colour works so well, that green blue colour against the oak and this deep slate. I absolutely love it. So let's just pop that all the way across. We're going to match up where we've got steps. If we do it right, where we've got steps, we're going to place steps. And where we've got blocks here, we're going to use blocks. So it should look like that. I've left a little bit open on this side because we need to build out this second tower area. I am also going to add some extra blocks here on the top. We're going to put 1, 2, 3 blocks there, 1, 2, 3 blocks there, and then I'm going to get myself some slabs. I'm going to place one slab there, one slab there, one there, and one there. So that gives us that nice sloping roof. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out that and turn that into a slab. I'm going to pop out that and turn that into a slab. I'm going to take those two out. I like that much better. What we're going to do now is build up the tower on the side. So let's add 4 to each of these columns here like this. And I'm going to get some more block and bring it around exactly like that and come up to the same height. At the same levels here where we've got barrels, we're going to put barrels on these posts as well. And we're going to use these spruce slabs to come across, except this time we're going to wrap it all the way around, not just at the front and the back like that. Then we're going to grab more stripped oak and we're going to build up another 4 levels. Just like that, but notice we've not done the inner wall because again, we're going to open plan that out inside the house. Place another barrel directly on top of that first barrel there, and then miss the 2 gaps and place a barrel on the top. So we're repeating the floor that we've got underneath exactly like that. We're then going to get again more of these slabs and we're going to bring them across. And then we're going to get more deep slate steps, again pop them out to the side, and this time we're just going to do a standard 12-12 gable. 12-12 is where it just goes diagonally up and down, so backwards and forwards with steps like this until you get into the center. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 rises. You can see we're in the center then. Repeat on the other side. And on this side, upside down step there, normal size step there, not an extra block, and then a pop out just like that. We're then going to use again this warped wood to create our roof edges along there, and it's going to come in perpendicular to these other ones. We will then join them up by popping those in like that. So your roof section should look like that, joining up to that first roof. And what we've done on the top here is we've placed in 3 slabs just to give a little bit of extra height. And we can now finish off the edges right here. So as we've got a completed roof from the larger section going all the way down across and joining up with this tower area. So you should find it joins up like that. You've got 2 of those spruce slabs pointing out that side and 2 of those spruce slabs poking out on that side. What you can then do is just poke a hole on that one side. That's another window that goes there. We're also then going to put a hole right in the middle there. I'm going to fix that. That's poking the wrong way. We're also going to put a window right in the middle there. I'm going to come around the back, a window there, and a window there. We're now going to start work on these 2 smaller sections. We're going to put a barrel there, a barrel there, and a barrel there. You'll notice we haven't got space for this barrel because it's inside that wall, and that's absolutely fine. We're then going to get ourselves a wall that goes all the way around, and yeah, you've guessed it, we're going 4 high. You'll notice we've got a 2 thick wide wall here. This again is going to come out because it'll be open plan, but it should look something like that. Then again, exactly the same way, we're going to make a little pop out, pop that there. I'm going to go upside down, the right way round, upside down, the right way round, upside down, and the right way round. So again, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 rises. Repeat it on the other side. So it will look like that. From the front, you'll see it's ever so slightly offset, which gives for a really, really nice effect. But it does give us a little bit of a challenge here. I'll show you how we're going to cope with it. And it's actually dead simple. Right next to the barrel on this roof block here, we're going to place a step that is the correct way round. We're then going to put an upside down step there, right way round step there. We're going to knock that out, upside down step there, right way round there. We've got 1, 2, 3 rises, so we need to do it one more time. Upside down step right there, and a right way round step there. You'll notice that then merges in with this higher part of the roof here, so that's as far as we need to go. And then we fill it in with the warped steps. And then at the front, don't forget to place in your 5 spruce slabs, exactly like that, separating out the gable from the lower floor. And then we're going to repeat it again on this tiny little 3x3. Except for this one, we only come up 3 high. So pop in your barrels and place 1 block, and then pop in another barrel on top of that 1 block. Make sure it's facing so the strap texture is going around like that. You're then going to repeat the process in exactly the same way. You put a gable on the front, except this time you've only got 3 rises before the top instead of 4. And then place in some warped stairs. 3 is easy to do. The 4th one's a little trickier, so put a temporary block right there and the steps on top of it. And you should find that works absolutely beautifully. And then continue the steps on both sides. So they'll look like that. The roof's getting progressively lower and smaller. On this side, make sure that you bring in your deep slate bricks just past that second post there, and the top of the roof there gets 1 slab to give some shape. Place in the spruce right across the top there, and then we're going to fill in with stripped spruce wood. So we change the strip wood completely. We're going to pop that in there, and we're going to put that in all of the ends of all of the gables, and it will look like that. You can see it's really starting to take shape now. On the end of this big long gable, however, I am going to pop 2 high hole just to make a window. In fact, I think that window is a little bit high. I'm going to put that one back there. I'm going to put that there. I think that works much better. We've got 2 more doors that we want to put in. We're going to put one in right at the front there, bring in, so as we indent that door beautifully. I'm going to put an upside down step there in just a moment, and I'm then going to come up and around, and I'm going to put another door right here as well. So come inside, pop a door like that, knock it out, and again we'll put an upside down step just there. Another idea might be to put a door right there as well. Certainly don't have to do it, but it could be a nice idea. Let's give it a try and see whether or not that's too many doors. It might work. Now we have almost finished the structure of this build now. I do, however, want to make sure that our platform is properly defined. And to do that, I'm going to use some oak trapdoors and some barrels. Now you can put these barrels whichever way around you'd like. I'm just covering up those unsightly little bits of wood like that with these barrels going in the way. You see, that looks much better already. I'm then going to get myself some trapdoors. I'm going to use oak trapdoor. I'm going to place it on the outside of that step. I'm going to place it on the outside of that step. I'm going to come on this side, do exactly the same, flap it up. That acts as a rail for those steps, but it's not too bad, it's not too big, it's just poking out ever so slightly, the same way as the wooden block is poking out just there. We're going to do the same on this side. And we also want trapdoors to be poking out at the top here, so as we've got a full 1 block high rail. However, we got some problems, because if I pop that there, I then can't put another trapdoor next to it poking out. So I need to do something that's a little bit more clever than that. So I'm going to place a trapdoor, make sure I don't get in the way, just there, and flap it up. You can see we've now got that corner. Can flap it up in the corner there, and then come around, make sure I'm not in the way, shift click onto that trapdoor, flap it up, and you can carry on doing this all the way around. And I think that looks quite effective. You've got those trapdoors on both sides of the block, which you wouldn't normally be able to do. These bats are really annoying. So slash kill at E, open things, type equals bat, close things, and all the bats are dead. That will teach me for not lighting everything up inside properly. If you're still watching this, you must be enjoying it. That's brilliant. I'm so pleased. Make sure you watch it till the end. Now, on every single window, I'm going to put an upside down spruce stair like that. I'm using spruce because it'll offset against that oak color. It's a little bit darker, so as you can see it much more clearly. But I'm also going to use it on the strip spruce on the end. And I've added a window in the top there too. And some of you are probably thinking, well, what about the back and the sides, Avo? What do I do with that? We're going to deal with that in a little bit. Let's sort the front out first. If you remember earlier on, Avo from the future visited us. Well, guess what? I am Avo from the future now. I'm going to change up all the floors inside. That's all of those ones with stone slabs, because that's going to mean that the roof is going to be slightly higher when we're in the underside of this platform. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 blocks tall at the back end, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to change all of the floor up to this stone slab, which means I'm going to have to replace all of that door as well. Now on these tall gable ends, we're going to do something ever so slightly different. I'm going to place a cobblestone wall either side of the bottom part of the window. I'm then going to place a dark oak fence on that part of the window, and I'm then going to get 3 campfires. I'm going to go campfire 1, campfire 2, campfire 3, and I'm going to put those out with a spade. And I think that gives a really nice different effect for that window there. Now where there is space above the window, like here, we're going to place in again 3 campfires, put them out with a spade. We can do it here, 3 campfires across there, put them out. We can do it underneath, right across like that. So anywhere the window has space above it, we're going to do some campfires. And that is most of the structure on the outside pretty much done. We'll sort out the back in just a moment, but I'm going to go inside now. And it doesn't matter which door we go in because we are literally just going to batter out the walls so as we've got a consistent and open area all the way along. What you'll find is that you open up some of these floor areas, get yourself a slab and just fill in those blanks. And once you've done that, you'll see you've got an area that's quite a decent size and looks like this. Now change up the floor into whatever floor it is you'd like. I've decided to match up my roof with a nice warped wood floor. Now we have got these ugly little bits in the walls here. That's the back sides of the steps. Now if you want to get rid of those, one good way of doing it is by placing down a slab all the way around so it kind of trims up the entire roof like that. It doesn't look weird if you've got it going all the way around. However, it does look a little bit weird if you've just got a few stuck out every now and again. So make sure you go all the way around with that. It will just look so much better. And now obviously we need to be able to access the upstairs from down here. So let's just knock a little bit out of the ceiling behind me. So I've knocked out a hole in the roof just here, 1 block away from the edge. I'm going to get a solid stone block right there. And then I'm going to come down with some steps there, upside down steps there. And I'm going to bring that all the way down to the floor so I can access the upstairs really, really easily. And now I'm up here, you can see that it's quite small up here as well. So I'm going to open it up just a little bit. Not as open as it is downstairs. I want some room separation, but we can definitely open up with some gaps. So I've opened up a 3x3 hole right there, a little 2x3 hole there, and just in the corner if you come through, that is the top of the bit at the front, just with a window. It's just a nice little place to sit. And what we can also do is we can separate out this roof area. You can use whatever colour slab you'd like. I've got oak here. If you wanted to use a different colour slab, maybe you want to use more of this warped, you could place in some warped. I'm not sure that works. That might be too green once you get up there, but do whichever one you want. I went for spruce in the end because I think it just looks quite nice against that oak. And in this small section at the back, there's not really any room up in the roof. So all I've done is just put a lamp up there and I'm going to close it off. That lamp will stop any mobs from spawning and it means I don't have to tidy that bit up as well. And this is why we left the back and the sides open. We can now decide where we want some windows in the back and the sides. So I'm going to pop, I don't know, a window there and a window there. I think that looks okay. I'm going to get some of the glass pane. I'm going to pop it there and there. I'm also going to pop it there and there. I can then go around the outside and decorate them up in exactly the same way as we did before. Like that. Don't worry, we will do something with the bottom bit as well. Back inside, you can do whatever you want with this big open space. You've got opportunity to do enchanting, you can do all your smelting and your workstations under here, and you can have your living space up the top. And that's exactly what I decided to do. We've got potion making here. That is an infinite water source. There's 1 block of water underneath those bookshelves, and this is now a warped slab that the brewing stand is standing on. So that middle one there is a completely infinite water source. We've got a bit of storage, we've got more storage. These could go down to a mine. I've not dug down, but you definitely could. You've got a workbench right in the middle. We've got enchanting, more storage, all of our smelting, workstations, a little bit more storage, and it's all nicely carpeted. And I think the colour scheme works quite well. Upstairs we've just got a bit of a living space. Again, there's another workbench. We've got some shelves just over the windows. I'm using candles in here just for a little bit of subtlety, but we've also got the full light coming from all of those lanterns. Inside here we've got the door that goes to the outside. We'll close that up. We've got a barrel with a light on, a little bit of green, and obviously some more candles in the window there. And this ladder goes up to the top floor, where we need to do just a little bit of tidying up on the roof. So let's get some upside down steps along these blocks here. And this is how I decided to kit it out. We've got a nicely tapered roof there with upside down steps. I've decided to put in 2 rows of barrels for storage. Now obviously if you didn't want to, you could actually open this whole side up, but I decided just bung a light in and close it up with barrels. I didn't want to actually use it for anything. We've got all of these item frames, glow item frames, giving us all the useful tools we might need. Please bear in mind that on the schematic, the item frames and also the armor stands will not come through. They are entities, and as a result, the schematic will not pick them up. You'll need to make those yourself. We've got a tripled bed because I'm greedy, with note blocks at the end because they make such a good bed head. I like that. We've got our ender chest at the side, and at the sides of the windows, I've decided to use these warped trapdoors because they work really well. More warp trapdoors are going across the ceiling too, and they're covering up a verdant frog light. That's a stupid name, isn't it? Verdant frog light. They're green, the green frog lights. And I think this would be a really cool place to live, actually. Although we do still need to put more detailing around the outside. It's very, very plain at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is just expand the size of these legs using these stone brick steps, just to give it a little bit more width on the outside. It makes it look like it's a little bit more sturdy, and it also gives a little bit of a colour variation, so you've not got that long kind of pale yellow colour going all the way down to the floor. And with the exception of this door here, every pillar has got a stone step going all the way around it like that. And I'm then going to place a spruce trapdoor over the top of each of the steps. And then where I can, I'm going to place another trapdoor underneath these barrels on the second row. I say where I can because obviously I can't place one there. That trapdoor is in the way. And then on this side section, just underneath where we've got the roof, I'm going to place some more like this. But we haven't got any flat wall that's that high anywhere else on the house. That's going to be the only spot we do that. Then anywhere that we got a single stripped oak showing like that, I'm going to put in a stone button. Now some of them they won't be able to go on, like this one here, but most of them you can. So I'm going to put one there, there and there. I'm going to do that all the way around. And I'm then going to use some dark oak fence just to add a little bit of a trim around these gables and underneath these windows. It's just going to break up again all of that stripped oak. So we've got quite a lot of that nice dark colour there against the light wood, which works really, really well. And I'm going to be putting in some of these some lights. So one there I'm going to pop. I'm going to put another one onto the side there. And I'm also going to be placing some lights on some of the window sills just to make sure that we've got plenty of light around the entire build. So I can't put one there, for example, on that button. So it's going to go on the windowsill instead. On the window sills that I've left blank, I'm going to place a pot and I'm going to decide what kind of plant I want to put in it. In this one, I think I'm going to put in a red poppy. I'm going to break up this wood wall here by placing a little bit of stripped oak in here and there like this. And I'm then going to put composters in various spots against the walls. They're going to be planters, and on top of them I'm going to place some leaves. So it looks like that. And then all we need to do is just do a little bit of landscaping. I'm going to change up some of this green concrete around the house into grass, and then I can do things like bone meal it, create some pathways using various different blocks, and just make it look a bit prettier. And then I can make the schematic out of it and transfer it into a full world that I can give to you as a world download in Bedrock and Java. Plus, I'll give you the Java schematic as well. So we've got a base that looks like that. All I'm going to do now is just pop in a little bit of bone meal to give an extra little bit of life. We've got some short grass, some tall grass, and the odd one high flower coming in as a result. And I think we're done. All we need to do now is to get it into a real world. This looks like a decent spot. You should feel free to come and extend all of that landscaping and the paths. Go and investigate that village out the back. You'll find there's some cool stuff in the chests. Or if you just want to slap it straight into your world using a schematic, that is available now. If you want to go and collect all of that, go to avamance.com. That is avamance.com. You'll find there the free downloads tab at the top. Go to that and there'll be a dedicated link for both the Bedrock and the Java downloads for this world, and they're completely free. I really enjoyed making this one for you. If you enjoyed watching it, please do hit that like button. It helps out so much. And if there's something you'd like me to build, let me know in the comments below. I'd be really keen to hear from you, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.